smile and you continually do this thing, then they grow up with all kinds of baggage. And you don't want them to have that. So nice versus good. How does God prefer his women?
One of my favorite chapters in the book. We go through the Bible and we show you, here's Deborah, here's Abigail, here's Priscilla, here's Lydia, and then as well some women from modern day history like Mother Teresa, Harriet Tubman, Sojourner Truth. They were gutsy and they were God's good women, and they were not nice girls. And that's really fun to realize, if God put these women in the Bible, it's because he thinks this is how women should be.
Well, how about, this isn't in the Bible, but one lady that stands out is Corrie ten Boom.
Oh, we should have put her in there.
Wasn't she something?
She was something. She was brave and she was bold. Yes, she was definitely.
Sneak in and out of the death camps and sneak those people out.
She was something else, wasn't she? Yes.
And she ended in there. But it's her story is phenomenal. Relationships, family relationships, how nice wrecks your relationships in a family and friends. Tell me about that.
Well, it would seem like if you're just killing yourself for other people, that it might help those relationships, but long term, it can really sabotage a relationship because you're trying so hard to please everybody else. And a lot of times you end up with expectations that, oh, well, they're going to be just as nice to me in return. And then they're not, and you get really angry. So a lot of times what will happen is, once again, that anger builds up, and then the relationship is damaged.
And you need to take control of that, because that's not good. Dating, how nice attracts Mr. Wrong.
I love this chapter because it would seem like if you're a really nice girl, you smile all the time, you're compliant, of course you're going to attract this really nice guy. But in fact, what happens, like the smell of blood in the water for a shark, is a guy who's a user. He can tell, oh, this is a girl who won't stand up for herself. This is a girl who won't say no, who won't hold boundaries. And so many times Christian nice girls end up with Mr. Wrong instead of Mr. Right.
And Mr. Heartbreak.
Yes.
And have those heartbreaks because he didn't want her for that anyhow.
Yeah.
Because she's supposedly nice.
Yes. He just wants what he can get out of her.
And isn't that sad?
Yes.
Well, we're going to talk more about no more Christian nice girl. Just being nice instead of good hurts you and your family and your friends. So we want you to stay with us as we go to a break. And Jennifer is my special guest, and she's going to be talking to you more when we come back. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Ladies, did you know that actually being nice could be bad? Some relationships are being harmed and made stagnant because of the nice approach. No More Christian Nice Girl by Paul Coughlin and Jennifer Degler shows you just how to build strength, confidence, and the caring woman that you were meant to be. Discover how to throw away the nice routine and replace it with what is good and wholesome in the sight of God, so as to build healthy relationships and fulfillment at work, home, church, and even the bedroom. Learn that emulating the real Jesus is the key to transforming into someone who is powerful and authentic. No More Christian Nice Girl is available for this special offer of $14.99. Simply call 888-725-8033 or log on to buythebook.tv and request offer number 244. That's 888-725-8033. Buy the book today. If you would like to receive your copy of today's edition of Buy the Book, please be sure to call 888-725-8033 and ask for today's offer number on the screen. DVDs are $14.95 plus shipping and handling and come with 4 total episodes per DVD. Order your DVD of Buy the Book today and call 888-725-8033.
Welcome back to Buy the Book, and my special guest is Jennifer Degler, writing a book, No More Christian Nice Girl, and she even put the Walmart smile on it. Every time I see that, it looks like the Walmart, happy face or whatever it is. But this was something that happened with you. You always would give in because you didn't want to say no, you didn't want to hurt somebody's feelings,
Yes.
and it's really based on fear
Yes.
of not being accepted, etc., etc.
Yes. And then I see that as a counselor, the women that I see on my couch every week are struggling with the same thing, and they're saying, why aren't my relationships working? I'm trying as hard as I can to keep people happy, and yet I'm not experiencing that abundant life that Jesus promised. Well, many times they're Christian nice girls, and they need to actually learn to be more honest, to speak the truth in love in their relationships.
And they'll find that really friends love you better when you tell the truth.
They do. More people will love you for the authentic you than would ever have loved you for being a plastically pleasant, people-pleasing Christian nice girl. But you have to take a risk. And you see, Christian nice girls are really afraid. There's a lot of fear, a lot of guilt, a lot of anxiety, all of that stirred up inside that keeps them from doing the one thing they really need to do, and that's speak the truth in love.
It's so important. There's one in here I just saw. Sex. How nice steals your spice.
Oh, and do you know where I wrote that chapter? You'll never guess.
No.
A monastery.
A monastery?
A monastery.
What were you
A
doing in a
monastery.
monastery?
Well, I live in Lexington, Kentucky, and about an hour from there is Gethsemane Abbey, which is actually where Thomas Merton, who's a very famous Catholic monk, he was there. And you can go there for a silent retreat. And it's just the greatest place to go write because you're not supposed to talk to anybody. And so I went there, I think, twice during the writing of the book. And it just happened one time. I don't know why at a monastery I'd feel like writing about sex, but I did. I did.
That's a
and
strange
I wrote
place.
it there. Yeah.
So what did you say about sex?
Well, Christian nice girls oftentimes act like little girls in the bedroom instead of acting like grown women. They, if you think about how a little girl is with chores, you know, maybe she wants to get out of an unwanted chore, so she pretends to be sick or she pretends to be asleep. Well, that's something Christian nice girls do because they see sex as a chore. And so maybe they pretend to be asleep or ill. They hide their body from their husband. They don't speak the truth about.
They hear he won't know that
He won't
I'm
know. Yeah,
awake.
Exactly. How many of us are guilty of doing that? They don't speak the truth about their sexual preferences. They act like little girls instead of grown women in the bedroom.
Wow. So that's all in here. I mean, that's a good chapter for you to
Yeah, that's one of my
give
favorite
this as one of your favorite.
Yes.
Work, and it says how nice cripples your career at work. It cripples it.
It really can, because if your goal at work is to be a success, but you also have the goal of, I have to make everybody in the office love me and everybody in the office needs to approve of me, that's going to hold you back professionally, because work by its very nature is a competitive business. And so you have to be willing to sometimes make waves at work. You have to be willing to speak your own opinion. That's what they're paying you for, is your ideas, and they may differ from someone else's ideas, but they want to hear that. But you may have a little bit of conflict there, and you have to be willing to risk that and share that, or else you'll end up with a crippled career. And guess what? Nobody will like, I mean, you can't make everybody in the office like you. You just, that's a goal you'll never be able to achieve, but you can achieve success at your career.
Yep, because if you do it God's way, promotion comes from who? The Lord.
From the Lord.
And so when you do it His way and you're honest with your things and you do what's right, you come early, you know, all the right things, God, that's where it is. We're looking to the wrong place for success.
That's right.
We have to look upward and say, how would He do this job?
Well, and I think looking at how Jesus did His job, because He did have a work when He came to earth to do. And how did He do that? How did He deal with His employees? If you look at His disciples and say, okay, they were kind of like His employees. Well, if necessary, he spoke a stern word to them. So a lot of times women that will move into supervisory positions, sometimes they're so worried about the relationship that they'll let their employees take advantage of them. So someone's coming in late a lot, and instead of saying, hey, you're coming in late,